Welcome to Mindset Monday, where we don't play nice with your excuses. This is the Bad Influence podcast, the one they told you not to listen to. I'm Jordan Banderas, and I'm not here to cuddle your comfort. I'm here to help you take back control of your mind. Because if you can't master your thoughts will master you. If you're tired of overthinking every damn thing, tired of living as a hostage in your own head, this is your wake-up call. Let's rebuild your mental game from the ground up. Let's burn the illusion down and see what's really left. Let's start with a question that's going to rattle your reality. Ready? All right, let's go. So the question is, what if the prison you've been trying to escape never existed? Good question, right? What if the bars were made of fear, the walls built from doubt, and the guard standing watch was you? Those are good questions to start with today's episode, right? Well, here's the thing. You've been shadowboxing your own reflection, fighting ghosts that only exist when you feed them, pacing circles inside a cage that was never locked. Because here's the thing again, you're free. You've always been free. You just didn't believe it. And that's the tragedy. It is a tragedy that a lot of us are living right now. Not that life trapped you, but that your own mind convinced you it had the power to. When was the last time you said something cruel to yourself and believed it like gospel? You didn't even question it. You just accepted it. I'm not good enough. I'll always be this way. I'm not meant for more. You didn't argue. You obeyed. Yes, you did. Well, guess what? That's not humility. That's hypnosis. Because every time you repeat that lie, guess what happens? You reinforce the bars. Yes, you do. That's exactly what happened. Because you're not fighting reality. You're fighting your reflection. And the moment you stop worshiping your inner critic, you start walking towards freedom. Just think about it. If you have ever done that at least once, even for only like 5 seconds, you know what that feels like. Your thoughts are not facts. They're suggestions. Yes, they are. These are just suggestions that you have deep in your mind. And you have to decide which ones to believe. But most days, you don't decide at all. And I know because I've been there. And I see a lot of people do that. My wife used to do this. You let fear write the headlines of your life and wonder why every chapter ends in regret. Be honest. We all do that. And right now, a lot of you are doing that right now. But here's why a lot of people don't understand. This is something that I realized a while back. Every thought is a door. Some open to power, others to panic. The problem is, you've gotten comfortable in the wrong rooms. Yes, you have. You keep redecorating the prison instead of escaping it. It's true. A lot of you are doing that. And I know because I have done the same thing. My wife has done the same thing. My friends have done the same thing. And I see other people just like you, just like the listener right now, doing the exact same thing. But let's rewind. Maybe it started with a teacher who laughed at your dream. A parent who said, be realistic. A friend who said, you'll never pull that off. We all have that one friend that likes to put us down, don't we? Yes, we do. But the problem is that you believe them. Yes, you did, and that's the problem. One comment, one scar, and it became scripture. Over time, that tiny wound built the walls of your prison. Those walls became your worldview. You stopped dreaming. Yes, you did. You stopped dreaming. You stopped trying. Not because you couldn't do it, but because you didn't want to prove them right. So you started saying no before the world could. You called it protecting your peace. But really, you were protecting your pain. Pain became identity, and the thought of losing it scared you more than freedom ever could. You build your life around survival. How many of you have done that? I am guilty of that. That's why I'm so passionate about this. But survival isn't living. No, it is not. It's dying slowly while pretending to be fine. That's what most people call being realistic. I call it self-imposed imprisonment. And the warden, you know who the warden is? It's been staring back at you in every mirror you've ever faced. Yes, it has. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? Just think about it. And the next time you look at yourself in the mirror, pay attention to what you see, what you think about yourself, and what's staring you back. What's staring back at you. You ever notice how fear feels safe? How chaos feels familiar? You say you want peace, but when peace finally shows up, it feels too quiet, too foreign. Because you've lived so long in survival, you mistake anxiety for identity. You've built a comfort zone out of pain. And now, anything calm feels like danger. Yes, this happens. And it happens a lot, more than you know. And if this is happening to you right now, I just want to tell you, you're not alone. There's millions, if not billions, of people in the world out there right now that are going through the same thing. That's how deep the prison runs, because it rewires your sense of safety. You keep calling it my anxiety, my trauma, my fear. But do you realize what you're doing? You're claiming ownership of the thing that's been feeding on you. You say my like it's a pet. My anxiety, my trauma, right? I know I used to do that, but that's not yours. It's residue from what happened to you. And it's time to stop feeding the beast that bites you. Yeah, stop feeding it with your soul. Because every time you say, that's just how I am, you're locking the door and throwing away the key. Just think about it, okay? You think the world is against you, but no. It's reflecting you. Your circumstances don't mirror truth. They mirror belief. You build this world with every I can't, every maybe later, every I don't deserve that. You know it's true what I'm talking about right now. But the same mind that built this prison can build your freedom. You're the architect either way. It doesn't matter which way it goes. If you decide to stay in that prison, you built it. If you decide to break free, you did it. So build something worth living in. Yes, you can do it. Just like I did. Just like my wife has done. Just like some of my friends have done. And just like millions of people have done. Here's the revelation for today. The lock was never real. Fear just painted it there. Doubt carved it into your head. Yes, it did. And you've been staring at it ever since, begging for someone else to unlock it. But the door was always open. You just never pushed it. You were waiting for permission from the very person keeping you trapped. You. Your limitations? Just assumptions you never challenge. Let's be real. You call them logic. Yes, you do. I call them lies with good manners. Oh, it's too late. Oh, I'm too old. It's not the right time. Those are not truths. They're excuses wearing uniforms. And you want to know what's the wildest part of this? You want to know what's the wildest part? Oh, let me tell you what's the wildest part, okay? You decorated those excuses with comfort and called it peace. But peace doesn't require confinement. No, it doesn't. It requires courage. Yes, it does. There was a time, let me be real with you right now. Let's get real. There was a time I didn't know I was living in a cage. I thought the bars were real, just like you right now. I thought the voice in my head was truth, not trauma. Every insult I'd ever heard, I carried like scripture. It was my Bible. For years, I thought that voice was protecting me. Don't dream too big. Don't speak up. Don't risk it. You'll embarrass yourself. And I listened. Yes, I did. Just like you're doing right now. I obeyed. Because fear didn't sound like an enemy back then. No, it didn't. It sounded like logic. Until one night, it cracked. Yes, it did. And I want you to be able to crack that. Here's what happened with me, at least. I was sitting alone, trapped in thought, when a whisper hit me like lightning. What if this voice isn't truth? What if it's just noise? That single question changed everything. Because until that point, I treated every thought as fact. If my mind said I was worthless, I accepted it. If it said I'd failed, I nodded and agreed. I said, yes, I'm going to fail. But the second I questioned it, the whole illusion fell apart. I started replacing poison with power. Instead of I can't, I said, what if I can? You see the change? Instead of I'm not ready, I ask, then what do I need to learn? That's when I realized my thoughts were not truth. They were training. They were not there to define me. They were there testing to see if I keep believing them. From that moment on, every negative thought became a dare, a challenge, a line I refused to cross again. That's when I understood the prison was never real. It was belief, pretending to be reality. And the day I stopped obeying it, I walked straight through the door I didn't even know was open. That's exactly what happened. And it feels amazing. Listen to what I'm about to say. That scared version of you, the one who doubts everything, that's not you. That's who you were taught to be. That voice is an echo. It sounds like you, sure, but it's not yours anymore. You've outgrown that ghost, so stop living in its shadow. You're not your past. No, you're not. You're the proof it didn't win. Now act like it. Treat every negative thought as a dare. You can't do that? Watch me. You're not enough? Then I'll grow. You'll never change? Then I'll evolve so fast you won't recognize me. That's how you reclaim your power. By outgrowing the voice that tried to keep you small. You don't silence the critic, let's be honest. You don't silence it. You just stop believing the commentary. You let it talk, but you move anyway. Because here's the thing, this is something that I learned, and this is something that I want you to write down and say it to yourself every single day. Courage is in the absence of fear. It's walking out of the cell while fear screams your name. Freedom, it starts when obedience ends. And obedience to fear is the slowest form of death. Yes, it is. It is. It absolutely is. So here's your challenge. What thought has been your prison guard? Write it down. Stare it down. Ask one question. Just one. Who told me that was true? Just write it down. Write the answer down as well. Because 9 times out of 10, it wasn't you. It was someone who quit on themselves and handed you their limitations. You don't have to serve their sentence anymore. You're free to release the inheritance of fear. So start rebuilding word by word, belief by belief. Replace I can't with I'm learning. Replace I'm scared with I'm growing. Replace I'm broken with I'm rebuilding. Because language isn't communication, it's construction. Yes, it is. Every sentence builds or destroys something in you. Every time you face a fear, you prove the door was open all along. Every time you walk through doubt, you walk further out of the cage. Yes, you do. And every time you believe in yourself when no one else does, guess what happens? Just guess. You break the illusion completely. Because freedom was never something to earn. It was something to remember. You've been free this whole damn time. Yes, you have. You just forgot what freedom feels like. So remember, the bars were fear. The walls were doubt. The dog guard that scared you, that called you names, that said so many mean things to you, that was you. You were never trapped. You were trained to believe you were. But today, today, that illusion ends. Because the most dangerous prisons are not made of steel. They're made of stories. And it's time you stop living inside someone else's. You're free now. You are free. And because you're free right now, walk out. Walk out of that prison cell and make the world your proof. Yes, make the world your proof. Start building yourself. Build something that shows the world who exactly you are. Build your success. No matter what your mind says, no matter what others say, just build it. And when you do that, you're going to understand what I'm saying right now. You're going to go back to this episode and be like, damn, Jordan was right. I was never trapped. I let myself stay there by choice. But now, today, I choose to walk out of that prison. And remember, the choice is yours. And that's it for today. If this hit you in the gut, good. That's your signal to wake the hell up. No more waiting for clarity. Create it. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next breakthrough. Share this with someone trapped in their own head. And let's build a world of self-led warriors. This is the Bad Influence Podcast. Until next time, think sharper, live louder, never settle, and have a great day.